There's a strange truth about life that most people never realize until it's too late. The more you chase happiness, the more it slips away. You convince yourself that once you finally achieve a certain goal, earn a certain income, or reach a certain milestone, then and only then you'll be fulfilled. But every time you reach that destination, the feeling doesn't last. A new target appears, and the cycle begins again. The ancient Stoics understood this well. They believed that chasing happiness directly was like trying to catch the wind. The harder you grasp, the more it escapes you. Instead, they focused on presence, on living well in the moment, on controlling their own mind rather than the world around them. Think about it. The moments in your life when you felt the deepest peace weren't when you were desperately trying to force joy. They were the times you were simply present. Maybe it was watching a sunset, laughing with a friend, getting lost in a hobby. You weren't thinking about what could go wrong or what you needed to achieve next. You were just there, alive. And that's where fulfillment lives. Now, imagine the opposite. Imagine someone who tries to engineer happiness into every second of their life. They schedule it, plan it, obsess over it. But happiness can't be scheduled. It can't be micromanaged. And it certainly can't be forced. The result? Anxiety, frustration, an endless sense of not enough. Here's the paradox. The less you chase happiness, the more it seems to find you. The more you let go of needing life to feel a certain way, the more beauty you begin to notice in what's already here. It's the same with success. The person who obsesses over every detail, who clings to every outcome, often ends up sabotaging themselves. But the person who moves with a sense of trust, who takes action without desperation, creates results with far less effort, not because they're careless, but because their energy is different. They're aligned instead of anxious. This principle is sometimes called the law of surrender. It doesn't mean you give up. It doesn't mean you stop trying. It means you take action without attachment. You do your best, but you don't grip the outcome so tightly that it strangles you. You trust that life will unfold as it should. Think about sleep. The more you try to fall asleep, the more awake you become. But the moment you stop trying, when you simply let go, sleep comes naturally. The same applies to confidence, creativity, even love. The harder you try to force it, the further it moves away. The moment you allow it, it arrives. This is why the wisest people across history all spoke about letting go. The Buddhists call it non-attachment. The Taoists call it flowing with the way. The Stoics call it accepting what is. Different names, same truth. Stop clinging to the illusion of control, and you'll finally feel free. Because control is an illusion. You never really had it. Life is unpredictable by nature. Seasons change, people change, plans fall apart. And yet, when you cling, you suffer twice, once from the event itself, and once from your refusal to accept it. The moment you stop fighting reality, you unlock a strange kind of power. You can adapt, you can move, you can create, because you're no longer paralyzed by the need for certainty. Look at history. The greatest artists, inventors, and leaders weren't the ones who clung to one rigid path. They were the ones who stayed fluid, who followed curiosity, who adapted when the world shifted. Leonardo da Vinci never forced himself into one box, and that's why he became a master of many. Great investors remain calm in chaos because they don't cling to certainty, they trust in cycles. Now think about your own life. Where are you gripping too tightly? Is it a relationship you're afraid to lose? A career path that no longer excites you, but you cling to out of fear? An identity that feels safe, even though it's limiting you? What would happen if you let go not recklessly, but with trust? You'd realize most of your suffering wasn't coming from life itself. It was coming from your resistance to it. You weren't trapped by reality. You were trapped by your own mind. And here's where everything changes. The moment you stop needing things to happen in a certain way, you stop broadcasting lack to the world. You stop saying, I don't have this and I need it. Instead, you radiate peace, wholeness, presence, and from that place, life begins to align in your favor. People are drawn to you. Opportunities flow to you. Creativity awakens in you, not because you forced it, but because you allowed it. So, maybe the real secret isn't to try harder, but to loosen your grip, to care deeply, but not cling desperately, to take action, but release control of the outcome. To understand that fulfillment isn't something out there waiting for you, it's here, now, in the way you live this moment. Because when you stop trying to control everything, you finally start experiencing everything. And that's when life truly begins to flow. So, let me leave you with a question. Where in your life can you let go today? Where can you release the grip, trust the process, and finally, allow life to meet you halfway? If this message resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more reflections like this, make sure to subscribe because we're just getting started.